Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. Heal yourself, heal others. You know what? One thing I see out here, I see plenty of people who can, well, it's two things. One is people who genuinely want to make other people's lives better. You know, they'll feel like things are going well for them, so they'll look at them as like, man, I want those other people to do better, or I need to help them. I need to, show them the way, show them how to behave, show them how to make money, show them how to get, a mate, right? And, that's one. And then you have the other people who look down on those same people. It's like, I wish they could do better and all of that, right? What's wrong with those folks? I'm going to tell you what. If you want to make another person better, if you want to heal them, if you want to help them, it's best to start with helping yourself and healing yourself. Because what people tend to do is instead of facing their own demons and slaying their own demons or healing themselves, taking care of themselves, they project onto everybody else. They'll have some issue. They'll project that to them, so they'll try to fix that. But they never fix the issue within. It's kind of like that person who can tell you how, all this stuff you need to do to eat healthy and lose weight and live your life, and you look at their lives, and their lives are jacked up. Because my thing is this. The best sermon is an example, right? If you can show the example in your life, that will help other people. And also, too, on a deeper level, how can you really help somebody if you haven't taken care of yourself? How can you show that something has worked? It's like an example I used in a video when I was talking about money. I don't take financial advice from somebody who makes less money than I do. If I look at them and I talk to them and I figure out they haven't done much, I don't take the advice from it. In fact, the only people I listen to their financial advice, even on something like YouTube, is somebody who's demonstrated that they've made money, right? Or if I take relationship advice, because I'm known as a dating coach, but if I need relationship advice, I think one time I did talk to somebody about it. That's because they had demonstrated in their lives that they knew better. I think that's the only time in my life I've taken, well, I'm not going to say life, but I say in recent years, taking advice from one person. But because that person has done the work. See, a lot of times people are, they'll focus they'll project their issues onto other people, and they get so caught up in helping them, they're not helping themselves. I'm going to tell you what. When you focus on healing yourself, and this doesn't mean just being just a selfish person. It's just saying, look, I got to get myself together. Before I tell another person how to do something, or before I can take care of them. In indigenous cultures, the healers, the people who were known as healers, usually went through the stuff themselves. And in the process, they knew what to do to help someone else. It wasn't like a situation where, you have doctors now and, they telling people all this stuff and they sick themselves, or they're, they're not as healthy themselves. Or, they'll tell somebody, oh, it's not healthy to smoke. And then they'll say, hey, give me a second to go outside and smoke. No. A healer has faced what someone has gone through. And understand this healing, it could come in different levels. Understand that. The healing could be a physical ailment, or it could be some emotional thing. Or, I mentioned money. It could be healing somebody's relationship with money because they've done it. It could be dealing with a negative type of behavior because they've done it. I'm familiar with drug counselors, right? Working with people who've been addicted and stuff like that. The best counselor is the person that's gone through that addiction. It's easy. It would be hard. I've never been addicted to drugs, so I've never had any interest in being a drug counselor. So I can't. It's easy for me to say, "Oh, just don't use them," but I haven't gone through it. Now, the person who's gone through that, they can say they understand what it takes. They can empathize with the person that's going through it. And ultimately, some people are called to it. Ultimately, people call to healing. Whatever you go through that's dysfunctional, that brings dis-ease, and that dis-ease could be of the body, it could be some emotional thing. Shoot, it could be gambling, spending money or something. When someone is going through that dis-ease, they need that person that's let me back that up. About to get discombobulated. When a person goes through something, the spiritual purpose of them going through it is to overcome it, is to learn the lesson, right? They are on a hero's journey. That's the greatest adventure. People, you got people looking for adventure and they think about these action flicks or something. They doing all this. Sometimes the greatest adventure is just the journey of everyday life and overcoming something. Because once they overcome it, once they have that champion, then they can take the prize back to the village. They can reach out to people and say, "Look, I've been through this." Man, because if you look now, like if you look at books, nonfiction books, a lot of times when someone has said, "Look, I've gone through this, and this is what's happened." Because I can tell you, I'll share one with me. My thing with money was so for a long time. I would get money. Or no, you know what? My issue was I thought I was too slick. I was in terms of like money management. I was like, okay, I can live off this credit card, but use this other credit card to pay this off. And I was doing all this stuff. It was like, and then I'd be getting jacked up. Then when I overcame that thing, when I said, all right, hold up, let me cut back on the credit, everything, let me start managing my money in the way that I was actually taught how to manage it, but I wasn't doing. All of a sudden, boom, everything started exploding. And, that's why I'll talk about money a lot and money management, right? And it could be anything. It could be weight loss. It could be weight loss. You have some people who, through natural means, have lost a lot of weight, right? Through natural means, they've lost a lot of weight. And, they can help someone else because it is a health issue. It could be going through someone who's gone through a bad breakup. They can tell other people how to get through that. And that's very important. That's very important. But in order to do all of this, you have to start with yourself. You can't just look at everybody else and a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. They know they need to work, they need to start with the person in the mirror, but they don't. They start with everybody else. They do a lot of projecting. They'll say, you this and you that. It was like, nah, don't you mean you? In fact, you can tell a lot from a person or what they're going through by what they see in you, especially if it's not there. Because that's usually projection. Like if you actually going through something and somebody spots it and they say something, that's not projected. But a lot of times they'll say, oh, this person, this, or what they say about society. And a lot of times they're talking about themselves. But in order to deal with that, they have to start with themselves. Now, for the people out there who want to see, I'm going to just say overall change in society, start with yourself. Start with your attitudes. Think about what you're doing to contribute to it, what you need to heal in yourself to make a difference. Because trust me, it does. If you heal, regardless of whatever your demon is, ailment, whatever you have to deal with, once you deal with that, trust me, it sparks something in other people. It shows an example. I mean, sometimes people can just see you and that can be healing to them. That's how deep it is. So anyway, that's it for today. I want everybody to keep rising and transforming. Peace and blessings.